Welcome to our 28-day challenge. It is a very simple challenge, but this is going to be one that will be a life changer if you will only commit to it. I did an interview last year with my wife, and we were going over a decision I had made to change something in our relationship. It was something I feared greatly. I had a lot of fear about doing. But I eventually broke through it, and it became a game changer for us. I never saw myself as a spiritual leader in my family. And I realized I'm not alone with that. There's a lot of men out there today that we're just not leading our families well. But truth is, we're not leading ourselves well either. In this challenge that I'm going to give to you, it's very simple. It just requires a little bit of effort on your part, but a commitment to be, to want to be a better version of yourself. Sometimes, if we're not careful in a marriage, we can just coexist. In fact, lots of times you can go to a restaurant and you can see couples eating together, but they're not together. They're in their phones. There's so many distractions in this world today that we are just so disconnected with one another. Me and my wife made a choice that we do not want to be that couple anymore. How we made it this far is only by the grace of God, but God has worked something great and mighty in us. I'm not saying you have a bad marriage and that's why you need to do this. In fact, you probably have a great marriage. But let's just be honest. As husbands, we occasionally need some nudges to get us back into the right frame, because a lot of times we can get in ruts because we allow the things of life to sometimes take over. Sometimes our job will just consume us. And sometimes if it's not our job, then it's our hobby that will consume us. And sitting in the sidelines is our family, and they feel like they are not a priority. I know that's not your goal, and we can't change how people think, but what we can change is how we behave and how we prioritize those things that are important to us in our life. During this challenge is my hope that God will speak to you and show you the things that you can do to become a better version of yourself so that your families can reap the rewards. Today, my eyes are open and I see my wife. And let me tell you, the way she looks at me is incredible. It's amazing and I love it. But it only took me to become engaged in our relationship. One night, a friend of mine, a close friend, Blaine, took me aside and he pointed out something that I was doing in my marriage. And at first I was very defensive, but I listened to him because the things he was telling me was nothing different than what my wife had actually been saying to me, but I wasn't listening to her. In this first video, you're going to hear that conversation that Blaine and I had together. I'm so glad I listened to a good friend, because that moment changed everything for me. Listen, I get it. You may feel like this isn't a fit. Or let's just be honest. Some of us, we just don't want to take the time to do it because life is busy, right? Well, the good thing with this is you can do it on your own time. You don't have to do it at a set time. What's important is that you take 28 days, and in those 28 days, you pray and ask God to help you grow as a man as a husband, as a father, as an employee, as a person in your community, and that you're just not existing anymore, but that you're present in today's world and making a difference in really what is our first ministry, our family. I hope you'll take the 28-day challenge. And if you do, I want to hear, how did it help you?